Welcome to the Unfitness channel.
Welcome back to the Unfitness channel. And for this part of the show, we'd like to take time out to pay tribute to one of our heroes. He's a very larger-than-life character, or at least he was in his heyday. His name is Douglas Trendle. Now, do you know Douglas Trendle? You're probably thinking, who's Douglas Trendle? Well, if I was to say, A.K.A. Bloodvessel, yeah? Fatty! He was the frontman for the 1970s/80s ska band Bad Manners, and in their time they had such hits as Fatty, of course, Lorraine, Special Brew, and the Can. Another thing that Douglas endeavoured to do in the 80s was he decided that he'd like to open his own hotel in Margate, Kent. And Medium B, would you like to take over?
Oh, I just love this story. He gets his money, and out of all the things he could have invested it in, he invests it in a hotel. Now, nothing wrong with that. A hotel is quite a good business venture. But no, not with Douglas, right? He basically gets a hotel and he calls it Fatty Towers.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. The clue's in the name.
And that's not the bad bit. The bit is you have to be 20 stone or over.
Yeah, you've got to meet the criteria.
You've got to be 20 stone or over in order to stay there. If you weren't 20 stone, you weren't welcome, basically, sling you up, right? So, like I said, this Fatty Towers, apparently, he spent all the money on it, getting reinforced beds on it, right?
Reinforced baths.
Reinforced baths,
chairs.
and big fatty chairs, and fatty meals, always fatty meals, on that, right? But the beauty is, right, I think it went bust in the end.
I wonder why.
Right, but the best bit, I just keep imagining some boss convincing his secretary to have a dirty weekend, go away with
Towers,
right? And he says, "Oh, I know this beautiful little hotel, and that little hotel out in the middle of nowhere. Oh yeah, down in Margate." And she's, "What's this Fatty Towers?" So they're signing in the book, Mr. and Mrs. Jones or Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
whatever. Yeah,
as you do, right? And then he says to her, "Don't worry, we'll soon be upstairs having a bit of a kiss in the corridor, but first, I just got to do the weigh-in." So yes, she's looking at him, probably he's got to go over to his scales, right? Weigh himself to see whether he qualifies for the booking, right? Whether he can keep his reservation. But I was thinking, can you imagine if he was like £2 or £3 out?
One day, yeah, that's right.
He'd have to disappear and go for a carvery or something, or an all-you-can-eat restaurant, just to see if he can put £2 or £3 on. In order to meet the reservation requirements, right? But he doesn't end there. I mean, this guy was on all sorts of kids' programmes, and I was only young, and I can remember him on these children's programmes. And there was this one, I don't know if you remember it, I think it was one with like Keith Chegwin or something like that. But he had this big like pickling jar, big industrial pickling jar like this, with all pickled eggs in it, like you see in the chip shops and that, right? And it's got all the vinegar and all the eggs in there. And he managed to get this pork pie. I'm not talking an ordinary pork pie. I think he stole it off a farmer's table or something.
It was that big,
It was that big, right? Feed a family, right? And he got this pork pie and he's grabbing at it and breaking it off and he's chucking bits of it all into this pickling jar. He basically mixes it all up, he gets it, and then and he does it. And he strangely does it in quite, obviously these things take time, and he does it in record time and that. How he done it, I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't get the likes of Justin Bieber doing it.
Oh no, not a chance, not a chance.
I mean, this guy is a total legend, absolute legend, and there's very few of them around. And what we're going to do is, for Douglas, we're going to put a load of different links down in the comments section.
For you younger viewers, if you don't know who he's about, you check out Douglas Trendle, A.K.A. Bloodvessel.
And you'll love that. And if you want to know what he looks like, he basically looks like this.
Yeah, right, okay. Lipo fatty! Hey! Lipo fatty, fatty reggae. Listen to the music, shuffle up the feet. Listen to the music on the party beat. Hey! All the best, Douglas. Hey!
All the best, Douglas, mate. Total legend.